Good God, look at that. Incredible. There is something there off to the left. This is mental.
There has been a historic heatwave through this week, not only across the UK, but also across...
The week of June 22nd saw a record-breaking heatwave continue over the UK, which mercifully ended with the usual thundery breakdown. Friday saw the greatest potential for my part of the world, with organised severe storms forecast for late afternoon, so after just about recovering from the jet lag and the 14,000-mile round trip of chasing heavy showers in the States, it was simply a case of sitting and waiting until things kicked off, which they did, and probably a bit earlier than expected, which caught me off guard a little, as you'll see why later. At about 2:30 in the afternoon, a couple of cells popped up to the west over Cumbria that just had that look about them. Note how the elongated shape of their radar returns decrease in severity as they fan out, a textbook indicator of a tilted updraft. So I sped on up the 696 to take a look. On my way there, cells began to pop up to the south as well, so mentally I'm already hatching a plan to dive back down the A68 to catch them after I'd taken a look at my target storm. Heading west from Nosegate towards Redesmouth, I stop at one of my favourite overlooks to get a proper look. On radar, the northern storm appears to be dying off, but that southern storm is ramping up considerably. There's a lot of mid-level cloud floating about, which is obscuring views of any updrafts, and it's hard to make out through the haze, but my target storm has some curious-looking features that grab your attention a little, so I strap on my 300mm and... yeah... this thing has a wall cloud and an inflow tail? Now, you know what I mentioned earlier there about being caught off guard? Well, guess who didn't get round to cleaning their camera gear before they headed out? In fact, I'd not touched my camera or lenses since I got back from chasing, so this right here is good old South Dakota dust. Yeah, it gets worse. That plan to intercept the stuff coming up from the south was therefore immediately abandoned, because there's no way I'm leaving this. So I hightailed it over to Bellingham. Oh God, what is this? Raced across the hills and dales to Lanehead and...
Need somewhere to pull over, need somewhere to pull over, need somewhere to pull over. Wait.
Yeah, splitting Supercell over Kielder Reservoir. Now... I'm a bit frantic, can't quite believe what I'm seeing at this point. I mean, look at that structure. There's even a hint of teal in there, and that view of the hills is just perfect. So I switch lenses and oh my God, what the hell is this smeary, oily mess? I couldn't see this at the time of filming, obviously, but thinking back, sometime in either South Dakota, Iowa, wherever the hell we were at the end of the trip, I must have put my lens in the car's centre compartment without the rear lens cap on, along with whatever the hell else had been sat in there after 5 weeks of chasing, and due to sheer fatigue, I've just completely forgotten about it. A storm this pretty, this rare, over this landscape, and I've f***ed it. Without even trying. This kind of storm undergoing this kind of process isn't all that uncommon depending on your point of view. I mean, compared to the States, it's as rare as hen's teeth, but when chasing in the UK, I usually see at least one supercell a year now, and in this part of the world, with the climate becoming more favourable, they're increasingly common. I've got limited road options here, and if I try and head back the way I came to get ahead of it, I'm going to lose it because it's already taking off east. So I risk it and take off after the right split down a road I know is closed, in the vain hope of, okay, look, I don't know what I was thinking, right? The adrenaline was pumping, I was all excited, and I was hoping for at least a funnel churning away over the hills. God, this chase is turning into a complete calamity.
you what, there is something there off to the left. And I'm just going to start right on there. Somewhere, anywhere.
I sit in the car a little bit to reassess. The road network means there's no way I'm getting out ahead of it now, so I trundled back south and then back east to play with those cells that had merged into one almighty mess from the south. Interestingly, no other shear here.
And I'm tempted to see if I can chase it all the way across the black. But as when I kind of drive into the back of the storm anyway, you can see that even if there wasn't lightning, you wouldn't see him.
These storms have stalled a little bit, so the plan now is to hopefully get out ahead of them to the coast and grab some lightning shots, but it soon becomes obvious that that was never going to happen. It never looks as bad as it is when you watch it back on a wide-angle lens like this, but this rainfall was absolutely biblical. Roads were turned into rivers, dips and hollows became lakes. By some margin, this is the most exciting conditions I've driven in this country, and on a par with those I've driven in stateside.
This is mental! I'm driving through a river!
Even driving uphill, it was like driving through a river as all the fields emptied out into the road.
My oh my, so I'm currently riding out this storm just outside of Bellingham in Northumberland. This rainfall is it's torrential basically. This is the kind of stuff that I find in the States. There is literally flash flooding everywhere. Had water coming over the bonnet of my car at one point. I've never chased a storm with rainfall rates like this in this country before. And I'm driving along all the country roads through Northumberland. I was trying to get out ahead of it, maybe get to the coast to see some lightning, but there's no chance of that, not with that rain, not in the traffic, especially, what time are we now? It's going to be rush hour on a Friday, or slow hour in this. It's that humid as well. I've got my aircon on full and it's not demisting my windows. There we go. But a quick recap. I saw this storm, initially sort of form, I think around the Carlisle area, sort of Penrith. Made a beeline up the 696 for it. Crossed over to the 68 and then on towards Bellingham and Kielder. And as soon as you saw it from the hills, you saw the rear inflow tail, you saw the block wall cloud, and you think, my God, am I in Missouri here? So went in for a closer look, and as you can see from the videos, you can see from the photos, I've rarely seen structure that good in this country before. Very evident low level rotation. Couldn't see any funnels or anything like that. Maybe there was. I'll have a look back through the dash cam footage to see if that picks up anything. But yeah, this was something else. That was a lot of fun. That wall cloud at times, or certainly the shelf cloud area, scraping across the ground. And again, because it's that humid and it's that moist, it's literally leaching moisture out of the tree, so it looks like an inversion, and it's sucking scud as well. That was quite something. And I followed the right turn, the right split, back towards Belsey here. Some really close lightning bolts. You can't, I mean, it's that humid, the rainfall is that heavy, you can be a mile away from it and still not see the structure of the storm. I kind of paralleled the sort of the southeastern, or maybe the southwest, or anyway, the stuff to the south that was kind of forming along that flank. And you could see little bits of updraft structure. You could see, lightning bolts coming out of the anvil, hitting down quite close as well. So, I've had some good shotgun thunders. I've come through the storm. I've basically driven through it now, all the way to Belsey. Flash flooding everywhere. This is, for me, I'm kind of experienced with this stuff, so I know what I'm doing. But for, anybody who's doing the school run, coming home from work, who are going to be on motorways right now, especially along the A1 where it's going to be single carriage with lots of dips. There's going to be a lot of pooling, a lot of flooding along there. This is quite serious.
Still, an immensely fun day in the end, but once again the photography aspect annoys me. If I'm honest, given the shortcomings of chasing in this country and past experience, I wasn't expecting that much, and given the condition of my sensor and lenses on the day, I'm actually almost relieved there was no lightning photography to be had. Therefore, in the spirit of the occasion, I have to take this for what it is, a stark warning to always keep on top of your gear. Anyway, if you're the kind of person who enjoys watching someone simultaneously witness something genuinely extraordinary and completely balls it up through their own negligence, you've come to the right place. There's more where this came from. Storm chasing, landscape photography, the occasional moment where it all comes together and I remember to take the lens cap off. So if that sounds like your kind of thing, hit subscribe. And as always, thanks for being here.